Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the real Cut My Music Wrestling. It's your boy, the Black Patriot, once again, bringing you the dopest wrestling content on the net because wrestling is my number one passion and wrestling is my number one priority. Yeah. Now that the introductions are out of the way, remember guys, like, comment, share, subscribe. It's a small thing for you, but for me it means the world, and it means the world to the channel. Hitting that like button lets the algorithm know that you did indeed enjoy what you just saw, and it's going to put me in rotation. It's going to help me. It's going to help my cause. I'm going to be able to reach other like-minded individuals that enjoy this crazy sport we call professional wrestling. So, tonight, edition of Raw, and I'm not even going to, play with you. I'm not even going to beat around the bush. I'm just going to come out and say it. It was absolute and utter trash. It was one of the most boring episodes of Raw that I've ever witnessed. I can't say it was the absolute worst episode of Raw, because every time, like, I can't even say every time you think WWE is going to get better, they end up giving you trash. Because they give you trash, and every now and then they have a semi-decent episode that looks like it's a step in the right direction. And then the only thing WWE does is regress. This is why the ratings are where they are. This is why the viewership is where they are. This is why they don't do house shows and other live events anymore, because they're not making money off of them, so they just cut those things out. This is why wrestlers are getting injured more, because they are not wrestling, because WWE is so bad, nobody cares about their product. Back in the day, wrestlers was wrestling all the time because they were running Raw, SmackDowns, everything we saw on TVs, pay-per-views and everything, but they were doing a bunch of house shows, bunch of arenas, and that is where you get your reps in. You get your repetitions in those matches. You wrestle and you hone your craft, and then when we see them on TV, they've wrestled a bunch of times. People used to think that they only would wrestle on Raw and SmackDown. No, they used to wrestle almost damn near every night of the week. That's not happening now, because they're not selling out these venues, because the product is just that bad. And I'm going to tell you, and we're going to get right into it, yo. The show kicks off with Seth Rollins and his still unnamed faction. Michael Cole called them Seth Rollins and Co. This faction, I've said it weeks ago. I've said it a number of times. Other content creators have said it. So this is not just Black Patriot sentiment. This faction is dead in the water. I don't know how else I can say it. I don't know how else it can. Just look at it and just hear me out for a second. Seth Rollins is not that guy. He has never been that guy. He has never been as over as some of the bigger stars in the company. He is not the guy. He is not the face of the industry. He is not the face of the company. He is not the face of Raw. But here we are in a situation where WWE invested so much time in one star, Roman Reigns, and he got over. He's great. He's amazing. But they invested so much time in him, and now you have no other stars. Nobody else is a draw. Nobody else has an aura. Nobody else has charisma, and certainly not Seth Rollins. He just doesn't have it in him. I'm sorry. The man is an amazing wrestler. Absolutely talented in the ring. He can go in the ring. He can do all the stuff that you want to see in the ring. And he does have some charisma. He does have mic skills. He is nowhere near terrible. He is nowhere near bad. He is just not on a tier of The Rock, of the Stone Cold, of a Bruno Sammartino, of a Roman Reigns, of a John Cena. He does not have that kind of star power or aura. So, Seth Rollins comes out and he is cutting a promo, and there's going to be a couple things like this. Paul Heyman used to be a stick man even when Roman Reigns would cut his own promo. Paul Heyman doesn't say nothing. Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker just don't say anything. They just stand there looking like goons. So Seth Rollins cuts a promo that is absolutely nonsensical, and I will tell you why. Night after night, week after week, this guy comes out and pretty much cuts the same promo with very little variation. His talking points are usually all the same, and he's been saying the same thing now for quite some time. He's a visionary. He's a revolutionary. It is Seth freaking Rollins, and this is Monday Night Rollins. Okay, we understand all that, bro. But at the same token, we've heard it all before. And this is where status quo, we heard it all promo goes into the realm of absolute BS and nonsensical. He takes credit for the rise of Roman Reigns. He takes credit for the rise of Cody Rhodes. He takes credit for having CM Punk come back to WWE. Now, wrestling and cutting promo has always been like a self-promotion, boisterous sport. That's what they do. But you make it make sense. Roman Reigns is probably the greatest star, not probably, is the greatest star of this company in the last decade. Certainly, no, he stands head and shoulders above everybody else. If Seth Rollins was so much influential in having Roman become what Roman is, why isn't he like that? I already said he is not the main event. He can be in the main event. He can have matches in the main event, but he is not the main event guy. He takes credit for Cody. Bruh, I don't know if you noticed, but Cody is clearly ahead of you. Cody have already main evented WrestleMania the last 3 times, bruh. And I'm talking about on night 2 in the actual closing match of the show. He lost to Roman Reigns one year, beat Roman Reigns the next year, lost to John Cena the next year. Cody Rhodes is a WrestleMania main eventer. With his name on the marquee, he having a match. He ain't wrestling in night 2, and he ain't coming out in somebody else's main event and cashing in their Money in the Bank. Because Seth Rollins was not in that main event with Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. They were the marquee. He just came out and cashed in. Seth Rollins is not main event. He's taking credit for things he couldn't have possibly had a hand in. And it's just like, I don't care, man. I don't care. What have this faction done? Who has it elevated? Seth Rollins, yes, he has the Money in the Bank briefcase now, and we know he's going to eventually cash in on Gunther. And maybe even if Goldberg wins, he'll cash in on Goldberg. We know the cash in is coming. So this is just whatever. Again, I don't even think Seth Rollins should have won it. I don't even think the faction should be about him. But at this point, they're killing what little aura that Braun Breaker had, and Bronson Reed never had any. Like, people were touting Braun Breaker as the future of the industry. They were saying he had the aura to be that guy, the guy. But now he's just a jobber lackey to Seth Rollins. He's a drone. He's a motherfucking WWE plant. And I don't get it. A plant, like, they're just planting him in this faction for no reason. And I don't get it. Why would he even care about helping Seth Rollins become the World Heavyweight Champion? He's supposed to be an unhinged badass with the dogs barking. He's a 2-time Intercontinental Champion. Why would he even care to help somebody else win a world title, yo? Channel some of your uncle, bruh. Scott Steiner would never help somebody else win a world title when it's a world title for him to be winning. Like, this makes no sense, young. And this is what you're going to do with your young talent, young wrestlers that are up and coming. And it's not like they have that many out there to put from. But everybody that's supposedly up and coming are just in a dumb faction. Look at Dom. In a faction that should have broke up a while ago, that's overstayed their welcome. The Judgment Day. Braun Breaker is in I don't even know what Seth Rollins' faction is called. It is what it is. Seth Rollins need to realize is he is not the guy. Everybody he named in his promo is on a tier above him. He's Cody Rhodes is above him now, and he's never been the breakout main event star that CM Punk and Roman Reigns has. Young, like he's saying Roman Reigns exists because of him. That is laughable. If Seth and his faction is the future of this company is cooked. Again, Bronson and Braun Breaker are jobbers, yo. They're just background characters to Seth's BS, and this is all nonsense. The promo was boring as F. Get these dudes out of here. Pack it up. Get it off my TV. I am not interested, man. I'm sorry. And that promo leads to the first match. It is Penta versus Braun Breaker. Apparently, Seth Rollins has said Penta has been sticking his nose in their business. Like, everybody is doing anything. Like, so many people on this show that could have wrestled that didn't wrestle. I don't know if Triple H just picked the most boring, meaningless BS. Like, how did this get the green light, young? Who looked at this script and was like, yo, that's fire. That's a banger. Because it's not. This is doo-doo. That is a turd. When I turn on Raw and I look at it, I'm just like, please let this crap be over with. Please. Like, I have to sit here and watch this. I used to love Monday Night Raw. I used to love watching it. I had to watch it. This is just bad, man. So you got Penta versus Braun Breaker. Penta is a jobber. He's always been a jobber. But I guess it wasn't apparent. Penta is only there to do the little flippy highlight stuff. And I have to say it, his best years were in AEW. Like, I don't know if he toned down his style for WWE or did he get lazy? I don't know. But he looked way better in AEW. I still like his presentation. I still like his entrance music. I still look how he looked. But I swear his matches were better in AEW. And this match is like 15, 20 minutes. And in the end, Braun Breaker is going to pick up the win because Penta is a jobber. Penta started off hot when he first came in. Of course, when you got a new guy coming in, he gotta look good. You can't just put Penta out there and not have him in win. But if you notice, over the last several weeks, Penta's momentum has been slowing, yo. It is what it is. I like Penta. I'm also a fan of his brother, Rey Fenix. I think he'll be better served teaming back up with his brother. Right now, one is on Raw, the other is on SmackDown. But they need to bring those guys back because individually, they're not doing anything. When Braun Breaker finally speared Penta, I was like, thank God, yo, this is over with. The match was too long, and both of these guys do not have the momentum or star power to make me care about them in a long-winded match. I'm sorry, yo. This match could have been 7 to 8 minutes, yo. But instead, it was like 15 to 20 minutes. Because this is what they do. They have to pad these 3-hour run times for these shows. Thank God, in a few weeks, SmackDown is going back to 2. Because I could not watch that crap for 3 hours anymore. Like, and honestly, I'm really about to start covering AEW on this channel. Because WWE is at the point where you cannot possibly think it's actually better than AEW. And not saying AEW is very good, but you can't possibly think that WWE is better. You have to at least admit they're either equal, and sometimes AEW do put on better shows. I have not covered AEW, especially because last week, or the week before last, I believe, they had a 4-hour show. I'm not watching that, man. I'm sorry. I got better things to do with my Wednesday night than watch a 4-hour wrestling program. I'm not doing it. But no, these shows are equally awful. I'm done with the tribalism. I'm done with people like online, in forums, everywhere talking about how terrible AEW is and acting like WWE is giving us cutting edge TV. It's not. These shows are bad. These shows are terrible. These shows are downright god awful. Like, I just moving right along. They do a brief recap of Liv Morgan. She got injured last week, and they said she'll be out for several months. And I'm really disappointed about that because Liv was one of the bright spots of these shows. She does excellent mic work. She does excellent character work, and she seems to improve in the ring every single time. So I'm disappointed that Liv is going to be gone for several months. I didn't know a shoulder can takes that long to rehab. It's currently she dislocated her shoulder. It must be a serious dislocation. So yes, as a fan, I'm disappointed. As a person, again, we wish Liv Morgan speedy recovery here at the real Cut My Music Wrestling. I can't wait to see her back in the ring. Next, you get AJ Styles and Adam Pearce backstage. Adam Pearce is informing AJ Styles that his match against Dominic Mysterio is going to be pulled from the Night of Champions card because Dominic Mysterio is injured. AJ Styles immediately thinks it's BS. Adam Pearce is like, nah, man, I've seen the paper. It's a legit injury. He was like, so your match with Dom is all for now? AJ was like, oh, no, I'm about to go back to him and you check on him. Adam Pearce was like, bro, you don't even have to do that, but I'm going to tell you what, as soon as he's healed and ready to go, Adam Pearce tells AJ Styles that he has the first match. AJ Styles still believes Dom is ducking him, and I still believe Dom might be ducking him too. It'd have been nice if they would have showed us like Dom faking an injury or something happened and it looked like he was injured, but they don't show us anything. They just literally just come out of nowhere with this. Like last week, Dom was fine. This week, he's injured, young, with doctor's note and everything. So, oh my goodness, yo. And then it just gets even more stupider, more cornier, and downright insulting. New Day comes over next. They talking about they want to talk to Adam Pearce about a photo shoot. Adam Pearce is like, I want to talk to y'all about a match. They're sitting there like, don't say it, don't say it. And he says a match, and they like, act all stupid, act like children, storm off. Xavier Woods calls him bald. I'm like, what? Like, was this supposed to be funny? Like I've said it in other videos, like Triple H is a horrible booker, yo. Either he's bad or his underlings are bad, probably all of them. Or I don't know if he's like how is this crap making it to TV? How is this crap making it to TV? This is utter garbage. Somebody signed off on this. Someone gave this stuff a green light. Someone gave this a go. How is this crap making it to TV, man? If I did not, and I'm a wrestling fan, if I did not have to watch these shows for content for my channel, I wouldn't, yo. It's like sucking the joy out of it. Like I say, that's why I'm sad that Liv Morgan is gone, because you can't even enjoy it as a whole anymore. You got to take bits and pieces and things that you like about it and just like that, young. Like you can't just be like, and I love wrestling, I'm going to enjoy everything, because 99% of what they're giving you is fucking trash. You got to find that piece, your slice of heaven, your slice of pie, the good thing that you like about it, and go with it. And also, you know, they alluded to in their promo that LA Knight might be injured. I hope it's kayfabe, because that was like the slice of heaven, the slice of pie, the good thing. LA Knight is also a breath of fresh air and all of this crap, and they won't even push him. So, are they just trying to be bad at this point on purpose? This was probably, I said earlier, one of the worst Raws ever. But if I'm really thinking about it, and I'm talking about entertainment value, storylines, and all that, this is probably the worst Raw, maybe even ever. Certainly the worst of this year. 100% without a doubt. This episode was boring. Then we get a Goldberg segment, right? So this is why I say it insulting. Goldberg is in his last leg. But unlike John Cena and John Cena's retirement tour, nobody cares that Goldberg is retiring at 58. He's been retired. He's been done. Nobody ever asked for Goldberg to come back. We was hyped for him when he first came to WWE after WCW. You know, he was feuding with The Rock, feuding with Brock Lesnar, doing this little thing, feuding with Triple H. We were hyped for that. Goldberg could have left then, rode off to the sunset after WrestleMania when him and Brock both left. And if we would have never saw Goldberg again, we were good. We were fine with it. But the man is a myth. The man is a legend. He did come back in the mid 2000s. He feuded with Brock Lesnar first. And I'm not going to lie, I enjoyed that. I was cool with Goldberg. One last round. Goldberg again. Huge Goldberg fan when I was young, so obviously I'm going to remain a Goldberg fan. I am still a Goldberg fan, but I have to call it like I see it. Nobody wants to see a man pushing 60 in the ring. When he was just a few years younger, he could barely move in the ring. He get gas, he botches, he's winded. He almost killed The Undertaker. Like, come on, man. Come on. I don't care. But instead of Goldberg having the decency to at least show up in the arena so the crowd could pop, so we could all cheer Goldberg, Goldberg, and they come out, this man does a pre-recorded sit-down interview with Michael Cole, and we just get a brief excerpt from it. He said he's going to F Gunther up. Gunther, the most boring, lackluster, no aura, no promo cutting, crappiest world champion ever. The man is a jobber masquerading as a world champion. In any other era, he wouldn't be nowhere near the world title. It's 2025. You talking about Goldberg, who should be retired, who's goddamn going 60, wrestling Gunther, who is the definition of boring. Nobody cares about this match, man. Nobody cares. Triple H should be ashamed of himself. Like, Triple H should be ashamed of himself. Shame on you, Hunter. You're terrible. I don't get it. This Bama is the cerebral assassin. This Bama is the game. Is one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. How is he booking a wrestling show and it is trash? It is terrible. This show is horrible. Like, good Lord, this shit is terrible. Wow. Next, we get a backstage segment with Judgment Day, and they're bummed out because Liv Morgan is injured, as they should be, because she's the only star among all of them. Roxanne is back there, and I do not want Roxanne in the Judgment Day, but I guess they're going to put Roxanne in the Judgment Day, and Finn Balor and Dom and JD McDonough and Raquel were going to bring her down, young. They're all oralists. They're all jobbers. Nobody, man. Dominic is the Intercontinental Champion. He's had one title defense against, good Lord, I forgot that dude's name. He's from AAA. Nobody cares about that mess. He's probably the worst Intercontinental Champion of all time. Finn Balor. And I'm a huge Finn Balor fan, but I cannot defend this because WWE doesn't do anything with him. He loses way more than he wins. Some people actually call him Pen Balor. Like, JD McDonough is oralist. Nobody cares about these guys. Get these guys off of my TV. I don't want to see it. I'm not interested. It is what it is, man. Like, nobody cares about this match. But Finn Balor is hyping them up. He tells Roxanne she's going to win her match. He tells Raquel he wants to see that old enforcer that he used to know. And, you know, I want to see compelling TV that I used to see. I want to care about the main event again. I want to care about the world titles and the championships and things. I want to give a crap about this. What happened? Yo, this stuff is terrible, man. So I'm just going to move right along. Next, you got Roxanne Perez versus Jade Cargill. Excuse me. This is a classic mismatch. Power versus technique. Obviously, Jade Cargill is the powerhouse. Roxanne Perez is the technique. Just as before, this match could have been a little bit, it could have been cut. It could have been a little bit shorter. It was kind of too long. But, they announced the match and Jade Cargill made her entrance, but in between of Jade Cargill's entrance and Roxanne's entrance, you saw Bayley and Lyra talking backstage because Bayley is fighting Becky Lynch tonight for the Intercontinental title. Lyra says she wants to help Bayley. Bayley doesn't need her help, but Bayley was like, "Hey man, we are cool." So she reassures her that they're cool, and she was like, after I beat Becky tonight, you're the first person in line for a title shot. So there you have that. They're setting up something. They're setting up something because obviously they're setting up something because nothing happens with nothing happens shocking, nothing happens surprising anymore. Like, Lyra is going to interfere in the match later on. Come on, man. We don't even get to see Roxanne's entrance either. Like, get the fuck out of here. I don't know. I got Netflix, and I guess they don't even show the entrances of some superstars anymore. Like, it's just all around bad, yo. And ads, yo. Ads, commercial breaks, whatever you want to call them. They are absolutely egregious, and they take you right out of the show. And I'm just like, I'm trying to fast forward through this crap, and I'm still in ads. Nothing about this current product is good in any sort of way, yo. Roxanne Perez and Jade Cargill match was actually pretty good. I enjoyed it. Nothing special here. Power versus technique, like I said. Roxanne starts off the match playing cat and mouse. She slaps Jade and forcing Jade to give chase. She gets the upper hand off the chase. She slapped Jade twice. Jade counters and slaps her back, but Jade is the big girl. Jade smacked Roxanne out of the ring. They go back and forth like that for a while. Jade does push-ups when she throws Roxanne out the ring, then comes out the ring. She picks her up. This leads to Roxanne countering her when she tried to carry her back in the ring, and Jade falls and tweaked her leg on the stairs. So for the rest of the match, Jade's leg is a target. This is what I've said about Roxanne previously. She is absolutely a student of the game, and in my opinion, the most technically sound woman on the roster. If you don't know what technical wrestling is, you ain't been a fan of the sport long enough. Bret Hart was a technical wrestler. Kurt Angle was a technical wrestler. I'm not comparing her to them, but I'm saying she is the most technically sound woman on the roster. Stephanie Vaquer is up there too, and Julia is too, even though WWE doesn't showcase Julia like they used to, like they should. I thought Julia would be a bigger star. That's neither here nor there, and I digress. So, Roxanne is doing her thing. She's running the rope. She's hitting Jade with those running uppercuts that she do. She lands two, but Jade counters the third. But Roxanne reverses and hit Jade with a chop block, taking out the injured leg. Then she hits her with a running uppercut to her back, followed by a clean double jump springboard moonsault. You know that joint that she do where she hits the rope, then hits the second when it flips. So clean, so beautiful. It's a thing of beauty, as they used to say. Jade tries to fight back, but her legs give out, allowing Roxanne to apply a sleeper hold. Jade breaks out because she's too powerful to be held down by Roxanne. Jade fights through the pain. She catches Roxanne with a big boot and a spine buster, then a choke slam But Roxanne kicks out of that. Then they exchange super kick. Jade counters Pop Rocks. Jade hits her with a power bomb after the Pop Rocks counter. Then she follows the power bomb up with a Jaded to the win. To nobody's surprise. Come on, we all knew Jade was gonna win. It's going to be Jade Cargill and Asuka versus at Night of Champions to see who wins the actual Queen of the Ring tournament. They teased the Asuka versus EO thing, so I'm pretty sure Asuka isn't going to win, though. I think Jade is going to win the whole thing, but we'll see. Maybe they press to do that damage control. You know, it comes full circle. They used to be members. EO and Asuka was damage control together. Now they're fighting for world titles. We'll see. If they do go the route with Asuka versus EO, then I suspect Asuka is going to take the title off of EO. But Jade should win only because if I was booking this, I would use Jade to further the Naomi storyline. Like I said, then you get a bunch of ads, a lot of ads, and then we get Sheamus versus Rusev. Yo, they're not in a match, but they're backstage having words with each other. Rusev thinks he's a god. I don't know why. He hasn't really done nothing since being back. Eventually, they're going to fight. Okay. Then you get Gunther, and oh my God, a Gunther promo is nothing good. It's always bad. Nobody benefits from this. He is the most boring, overrated champion I've ever witnessed. And I used to like him as Walter when he was in NXT. I don't know what's going on with Gunther now, man. He is terrible. Terrible. He is not a ring general. He is not the best wrestler in the world. How are you a ring general when your arsenal consists of chops, a drop kick, a power bomb, and a sleeper hold, and Jey Uso choked your tail out at WrestleMania and made you tap out? Now you coming out here, you threatening Goldberg. You ain't say it to his face last week when he was there, but you talking trash now that he not here. You know that you are not half the man that Goldberg was. You were never the man or the champion or the caliber of wrestler that Goldberg is. But there we have it, yo. Gunther is terrible. He says by him having the world title around his waist, that proves he's the best wrestler in the world. Brother, by your own definition and example, you are literally second. You wrestle in a company called WWE, World Wrestling Entertainment. And last time I checked, John Cena was the champion of World Wrestling Entertainment. So by your own definition, you have the secondary World Heavyweight title that nobody cares about that begins its lineage with Seth Rollins, bruh. Calm down. You ain't nothing. You is not the best wrestler in WWE. You're not the best wrestler on Raw. Okay? Like, Gunther is terrible. I don't care about Gunther or his promo. He threatens Goldberg. Who cares? Nobody cares about this match. The match is going to be terrible. If you think a 60-year-old Goldberg and Gunther's boring, terrible behind is going to have a good match, you're crazy. You're crazy. If you think that match at Night of Champions is going to be good, you're crazy, yo. Then Kathy Kelly is backstage. She tries to interview Becky before Becky's match. Becky doesn't have anything to say really except that she saw Lyra and Bailey talking, so she knows they're conspiring against her. And then she storms off. She looked amazing as she always looks. And yep, that was it. Next, it's Sami Zayn, who's also not wrestling tonight. Like, look, how many wrestlers, able-bodied wrestlers, just actually didn't wrestle? Io Sky, the women's world heavyweight champion, did not wrestle. Gunther, the men's world heavyweight champion, did not wrestle. Dominic Mysterio, the intercontinental champion, did not wrestle. Sami Zayn did not wrestle. Karrion Kross did not wrestle tonight. Where's Stephanie Vaquer? Asuka didn't wrestle. This show is terrible. It's beyond mediocre. It's beyond mid. At this point, I have no other words for it except trash, ass, I don't know. It's bad, yo. But Karrion Kross does what he always does to Sammy. Tell him he's nothing. Basically, just tells him he ain't shit and he'll never become world champion. Sami Zayn punches Kross in the face and was like, "Bro, I'm done with you. I'm like done. I've already talked to Adam Pearce. Me and you have a match." And he walks off. Kross and Scarlett just laugh at Kross. It's like, got him. So I guess Sami Zayn was playing into his plan all along. Whatever. Get the match on. But Karrion Kross did get a good pop from the crowd, though. So he hasn't been doing nothing but building his own brand. He was not a guy that factored into the plan. So let's see if they're going to do anything. He's getting organically over. That used to be a good thing, but now apparently is a bad thing. Becky versus Bayley is next. Bayley is in her WrestleMania gear, so she's wearing it tonight because she didn't get a chance to wear it at WrestleMania because Becky took her out. This is for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. And, you know, there's nothing really special about this match. It was a decent match. It was all right. I don't know if it's just that over the years I've seen almost everything Becky Lynch and Bayley have to offer. I've been a fan since NXT, since they first broke into the business. At this point, I've seen everything from them. This match was not bad by no stretch. It was not bad. It just wasn't hitting on nothing. Just wasn't hitting on nothing, man. There's nothing that I can say, or like these matches are just mid. Nobody is trying. Everybody's just coasting. Everybody just like, what? As long as I get paid, man. And it is what it is, yo. Bayley had a cool spot where she hit Becky with an elbow drop on the outside off the stairs. But other than that, the match was pretty mid. Yo, Lyra interferes, as I said, as they alluded to, because nothing can be spontaneous, nothing can be shocking, nothing can be a surprise. They got to allude to it, so you already knew Lyra was going to interfere, man. So, Becky had a superplex off the top rope. I mean, it's just... this match was just mid, man. It is what it is. Lyra gets involved in this match after Becky tries to bury Bayley under the ring. I guess she was going to take the count out if she could. Lyra comes in and Becky beckons her to hit her, but Lyra isn't going to do it because now Becky will take a DQ, because if Lyra hit her as a DQ, Becky still retains her title. Bayley gets back up. They have their exchange. Becky tosses Bayley to the outside and goes for a baseball slide. Of course, she hits Lyra. Obviously, she's going to hit Lyra. And right when Bayley had her down, Lyra jumps in the ring and attacks Becky like she don't know the rules of these matches, man. Nonsensical BS. The match is thrown out and Becky retains via DQ. Lord have mercy, man. You get Chad and Penta backstage. Chad Gable was talking shit about Penta because he lost his match. Penta is clearly not in the mood. Chad presses the enter, and then Penta super kicks him and then gives him the sacrifice. Nobody gives a shit, yo. Then Raquel comes out and she cuts a promo against Rhea Ripley. She's mad at Ripley for pulling her out the ring, even though she did the exact same thing to Rhea Ripley. Like, she has no ground to stand on being pissed. Of course, Rhea Ripley is going to come back for her comeuppance after that shit. So they cost each other matches, and now, I guess off of Finn hyping them up back there, she called Rhea Ripley out. And you ain't gonna be talking too much trash about Rhea until she gonna come out. Mommy comes out. And when Mommy comes out, she actually gets a superstar pop. Yo, it sounds like a back in the day pop. Like the fans are legit happy to see Rhea, young. It's not that Rhea comes out, she's met with a superstar pop, not apathy like everybody else. And Raquel and Rhea are in the ring. They're brawling, they're banging it out with each other. Obviously, Rhea got to look strong, so she gets up the upper hand. She's kicking Raquel's ass. Roxanne comes out right when Rhea Ripley was about to put Raquel Rodriguez through a table. Roxanne comes out, jumps on Rhea Ripley back. That is enough to allow Raquel to recover. And then she hits Rhea Ripley with a Tahana bomb through the table, which was literally the only entertaining part of this show. One of the only entertaining parts of the show. Because I'm not gonna lie, after this, it's the main event is Jey Uso versus Cody Rhodes. This was a good match. This match was entertaining. And fan engagement was there. Everybody really did enjoy it. So, not taking anything away from Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes. I like them both. I've been singing the praises of Jey Uso the whole time. He's over his heck. When he comes out, everybody's heating. He gets in the ring after his entrance. They tell him run that thing back so his music play again so everybody can yeet again. Cody comes out with his music. Everybody wants to sing. Everybody wants to do whoa. So, whatever. The thing is, if you did not think Cody was going to win this match, then you're not paying attention. Cody won this match. If anybody with wrestling knowledge, wrestling IQ knows. People have been calling this match. People have said Cody Rhodes is going to win the tournament as soon as the tournament started. I said it. Other content creators said it. If you pay attention to the show, it is so transparent. Triple H is a horrible booker. He's a horrible storyteller. He's a horrible promoter. So Cody was going to win this match. This is why I didn't care about the match. There's a lot of times why I didn't care about Roman Reigns matches when he was on his run. You can call it great. You can call it, say it, whatever. I call it predictable and boring. How could I emotionally invest in anything when I already know the outcome? So this match has some good spots in it. And, Cody's going to pick up the win regardless. So I don't care about the match, man. I'm sorry. It is what it is. Cody is going to face Randy Orton. And whoever wins that is going to be the king of the ring. And they're going to get the title shot. And good and daggone well, it is Cody's destiny to face John Cena in a rematch. And if anybody's going to beat Cody Rhodes for that belt, it's certainly not going to be CM Punk at Night of Champions. Expect John Cena to retain. It's going to be Cody Rhodes probably at SummerSlam. All in all, guys, this episode of Raw was terrible. It was below mid. If I have to give this joint anything, this would be probably the first F that I hand out as a grade. Raw was absolutely terrible. Just as bad as SmackDown was last week. I mean, I haven't reviewed this week's SmackDown yet, and it's Monday, because I've already heard how bad that one was, but I will do a video on it, no doubt. I'm still going to do it. I'm still going to watch it. I've just been super busy this week, but Raw was terrible. And at this point, I can't believe heads aren't rolling. I guess if they still make money, no matter what, they don't care how the product is. Because that's what it seemed like. Because everybody involved with this show should be fired, man. That's it from the Peanut Gallery. This is the real Cut My Music Wrestling. I am the Black Patriot. I will be here. I will always be here for you, the voice in the voice of the voiceless, the voice in the darkness, the sentry guarding the wrestling realm from mediocrity and BS. I will call these promoters out no matter what I'm covering. Raw, SmackDown, Dynamite, Collision, NXT, whatever it is. If I tell you it was bad, bruh, it was bad. If I tell you it was good, it was a good show. I want to come on here. I want to come on here and be excited and be happy and rant about how good the show was, but we're just not getting it. It's over. WWE is cooked. Bring back Vince. This is terrible. This has been the real Cut My Music Wrestling with the Black Patriot. Peace out, guys. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. And stay safe.